All right, here we go. Sneaky Hembo for Vince Goodwill this morning. It's a good question. Which active player, I'm underlying active because otherwise the answer would seem to be very obviously Michael Jordan, scored the most points against the New York Knicks in a single playoff series? It's most total points, not average points per game.
Two names came up for me. One was Paul George, another was Trae Young. I think the answer is Joel Embiid.
Hold on. You said two names came up for you, and neither of them was Joel Embiid.
Neither was Joel Embiid.
So why are you guessing Joel Embiid if that was neither of the names that came to you?
Because Joel Embiid had there was a 6-game series where Embiid was just out of his mind recently and scored 50 in a playoff game. He had 2 games of 30, I think.
That's correct. It is Joel Embiid in 24.
I'm back, Hembo!
98 points. And guess what? Second was Tyrese Maxey in that same series. In that same 6-game series that the Knicks won, Embiid and Maxey both had the big numbers. The others on the list are Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Halliburton, and Pascal Siakam. So when you were saying Trae Young and Paul George, I was like, he's way off. And then you want to get it right.
I had to throw you off, Greeny.
All right, you were sneakier than Sneaky Hembo on that one. All right, the NBA play-in is underway. Let's fill in the blank with some of the matchups in the playoffs that we already know. And Vince, I'll start with you. Anthony Edwards needs to average what for the Timberwolves to beat Denver?
30-plus, Greeny. I think he has to take the game into his own hands. We've seen these two have playoff matchups over the past couple of years. It's a full-blown rivalry. Denver has defended him well in the regular season. He's going to have to break that trend because Nikola Jokic is on a mission.
Yeah, if Ant plays great, you give them much of a chance in this series. They've played legendary series the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think that you automatically have to give them that nod. They've been that team that can say, hey, man, I don't know what's going on this year, but time to turn it on, guys. They've been that team. So you give them that nod in that respect. But I agree, over 30, Ant, and turn that back to that basket. You know that double coming. Turn that back, man. It's time. Let's see it.
Let's go to the Lakers and the Rockets, Vince. LeBron needs to average what for the Lakers to pull off what would be a huge upset?
A lot of assists. 12 assists a game. If you think about old Magic Johnson, I'm talking about 1991, dragging that Lakers team, not Showtime, to the finals. He played a lot with his back to the basket. He set up everybody for shots. I think that is kind of what LeBron has to play because nobody else can create shots for the Lakers. LeBron is going to have to operate out of the post against the Amen Thompsons and the Tates and all those young guys and play from there. That is going to be a miracle if he gets it.
Good Lord. Just keep showing the magic. As far as I'm concerned, I'll watch that all day. Finally, Shup, let's get to the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns needs to average what for the Knicks to beat Atlanta?
Big Cat, I need 25 and 12, man. Go on, break them off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. You hear me? I need you to go out here and do what we know you can do. One, because the matchup suits him.
Yes.
I think the matchup is perfect for him to start the playoffs, get himself rolling for the later rounds of the playoffs. Cat, we looking for 25 and 12. We looking for that 2-man game out of you and Jalen at the end of the game. Come on, Cat, get me hyped up now. Come on
there's
now.
pressure on Karl Anthony Towns, and we've talked about that a lot this week. Yesterday, Stephen A. Smith put the pressure on the Knicks coach. This was on First Take yesterday, talking about their first-round matchup.
Oh, boy.
And what do it mean if the Knicks get knocked out by Atlanta? Here's what Stephen A. said.
Mike Brown is going as the head coach. Karl Anthony Towns, likely Mikal Bridges, and who knows who the hell else is going as New York Knickerbockers. That's the bottom line. You understand? It's just that simple. If you lose in the first round, to the Atlanta Hawks, I think heads are going to roll.
That sound right? What do you think? If they lose in this first, Mike Brown, this is a year.
I don't have a problem with them if they lose. I had a problem with the way he said, like, if you lose to Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
Like, Atlanta Hawks are dangerous.
Yeah,
that's my only.
You think
that's
he's
my only
dismissing what is a tougher series than he's making it sound?
On paper, yes, I get it. But if you're watching these games, you don't see Atlanta as an opponent that you just going to run out of here 4-0 and it's just not going to be nothing to be said about it. Like, I think that they're a team that fights, and if they stay in games, they have a chance at the end having a Jalen Johnson and a C.J. McCullough.
Look, I was one who did not think that Thibodeau was going to get fired last year. Obviously, I was wrong. If the Knicks have a very disappointing postseason, either nodding out and bowing out in round one or maybe not really competing with Boston in round two, do you think we could see significant changes there?
James Dolan laid out the gauntlet a couple of months ago on the same night that the Knicks were blown out by 30 in Detroit. The irony of it, he said we should make the NBA Finals.
Without a doubt.
When you are saying that, and it lets everybody know that publicly, we've already known that privately. That shows you the stakes are so high. The New York Knicks, more than any other franchise, more than the Spurs, more than the Thunder, more than anybody else you can think of, have the pressure on them this season to advance to a certain place. They don't have to win a title. They have to get to the NBA Finals, no matter what.
Let me tell you what they would be bucking then. Can we put that up on the screen, please? DraftKings doesn't like it. DraftKings has them as the 3rd favorite in the East. They like the Celtics, then the Cavs, then the Knicks, and then the 1 seed, the Pistons, in the back there. What do you think of that, Chump? You surprised?
Man, that made me want to get in there and make some money.
Because you like the Knicks to get that's to make the NBA Finals.
I know that I feel that statement 100%, and I feel like I agree with it. If they don't make it to the finals, it is a disappointment. And that's because of the early on things that we saw with Boston and saying, is Jason Tatum going to come back? Is he going to come back as he once was? But like I was telling Vinny, they were about to beat Boston with Tatum healthy.
Last year anyway.
They were going to beat them.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's even more pressure on you.
That's the bar. That is now the bar, is that we have to beat Boston. You're no longer looking at the Celtics as the big bad franchise, that the standard.
Who the big bad wolf?
I don't know who not in the East, there's nobody, really. Everybody has flaws. No, everybody has flaws.
Okay.
Detroit with a year more experience might be that. But
how about the Pistons being 4th on that list, Vinny?
I think from an experience standpoint, I understand it. When you look at Cleveland and the moves that they've made, the Pistons didn't make a move at the trade deadline that they're going to go for the ring this year. So that let me know that their expectation is, let's win a playoff series. They haven't won a home game yet in the playoffs yet, Greeny, and we're saying they have to get to the NBA Finals. It's incremental steps.
Well, it's them on one side and San Antonio on the other side. The two teams that have been ridiculously good this year but don't have the postseason experience. We'll see if it matters. And again, Stephen A. is putting the Knicks and their coach on notice. In the meantime, as we continue, the love game heating up. Just how high could Jeremiah go? What's love got to do with it at the NFL Draft? We'll answer that question next. You're watching Get Up on ESPN.